The American Pulse studio glows with blazing lights. The audience split between fiery red mega hats and glittering Hollywood banners. Karoline Leavitt, the youngest White House press secretary in history, steps out elegant in a green suit, eyes sharp as a blade. Across from her, Jim Carrey, comedy legend and painter, smirks, his gaze dripping with sarcasm before diving into the story. Last week, Carrey posted a caricature on X of Trump as a clown king, with Leavitt as a tweeting puppet. The post enraged mega supporters, and Leavitt chose to confront him to defend her honor. She accepted the talk show invite, ready to throw a punch. Carrey, Leavitt begins, voice steely, your paintings cause a circus, but the truth isn't as colorful as your strokes. Mega cheers drown the room, cameras catching Carrey freeze, hands clenching tight. He steps to the podium, raising his iPad like a victory flag. Miss Leavitt, he says, voice low and dramatic, you call my art cheap. Let me show you art that speaks what the White House hides. The big screen lights up, revealing a new drawing, a chaotic maze, Trump at the center, phone in hand, surrounded by blindfolded mega crowds. Leavitt appears tiny in the corner, a speech bubble saying, tweet this is your America. Carrey points at the painting. A maze of lies, and you're the blind guide. Hollywood claps wildly. Someone shouts, that's right, Jim. But Mega roars back, a young man raising a fist, yelling, lies? Leavitt sits upright, hands lightly on the table, eyes locked on Carrey. She doesn't smile, but her lips twitch slightly. Carrey, sensing the tense silence, pushes harder. Miss Karoline, you defend a president who only divides. He's turned America into a reality show, and you're the slogan shout. He turns to the audience, voice mock serious. Who want to see the new episode of Trump's Chaos? Hollywood laughs loudly, but Mega fumes. A woman yells, shut up, Carrey. The host raises a hand, trying to restore order. Everyone calm down. Let Miss Leavitt speak. Carrey doesn't stop. He steps closer, pointing directly at her. You say I don't know the truth. I paint what Americans see. A failed leader dragging the country into the mud. You, young lady, think you can save him with a few sound bites. He spreads his arms, inviting the audience. Who wants this White House to wake up? Who wants truth beyond my paintings? Hollywood cheers, but Mega drowns him out, boos shaking the room. In Carrey's mind, thoughts race. Asterisk, she's tough, but I'm the stage master asterisk, he tells himself, recalling times he left audiences in stitches. Asterisk one more jab, and she'll crack the asterisk, he smiles, voice lowering. Karoline, I don't hate you. You're smart, with a future. But why pick Team Mega? Ditch Trump, and Hollywood will give you a better script. Hollywood laughs uproariously. Someone yells, starring role. But Mega roars louder, a man holding up a phone, shouting, she's stronger than you. Leavitt lifts her head, hands relaxed, voice calm but cutting like a sword. Mr. Carrey, you call that truth? I see a man painting for laughs, not unity. The words hit like an arrow. The room falls silent for a second before Mega erupts, applause drowning out boos. Carrey opens his mouth, but Leavitt raises a hand, signaling stop. I'm not done, she says, eyes piercing. You mock Americans who believe in us. That's not heart, it's arrogance. Mega cheers. Someone shouts, Karoline's right. Carrey freezes, hand running through his hair, smile stiffening. The host jumps in, voice excited. Mr. Carrey, Miss Leavitt just called you out arrogant. How do you respond? Carrey takes a deep breath, eyes flashing with anger mixed with confusion. Asterisk, she's turning the tables asterisk, he thinks, feeling the stage tilt toward Leavitt. He glances at the painting on the screen, the chaotic maze still glowing. But for the first time, Carrey wonders if he underestimated his opponent. Arrogant. Carrey retorts, voice rising, pointing at Leavitt. Miss Karoline, I paint to expose what you hide behind polished words. People don't need slogans, they need light. Carrey steps forward, eyes blazing. You say I divide? I show them an America manipulated by empty promises. The room shakes after Jim Carrey's attack, stage lights burning hot. Hollywood still claps, but MAGA's shouts grow fiercer, drowning out laughter. Carrey stands by the podium, smirk intact but eyes flickering with doubt. The maze painting still glows on the big screen. Trump with his phone, Leavitt tiny in the corner. Yet Karoline Leavitt isn't overshadowed. She sits tall, hands relaxed, eyes like a blade locked on Carrey, ready to flip the game. The host, sensing the tension like a taut string, turns to Leavitt. Miss Karoline, Mr. Carrey just called the White House a maze of lies. How do you counter? The audience falls silent, waiting. Leavitt stands, green dress shimmering under the lights, voice calm but razor sharp. Carrey, she starts, pointing at the painting. You draw America as a maze, but who's really leading us astray? She pauses, eyes sweeping the room. You call those who believe in us blind. I call them patriots, fighting for the American dream. Mager explodes, applause like thunder. Someone waves a sign. Asterisk Karoline speaks truth to asterisk Hollywood boos, but it's weaker, overtaken. Carrey opens his mouth, trying to cut in. Miss Leavitt, the American dream, that's the nightmare Trump created. But Leavitt raises a hand, signaling stop. Her voice is sharper. You talk of nightmares. Look at your art. You paint to mock, to divide, then call it truth. She steps closer to the podium, pointing at Carrey. Truth isn't in your brushstrokes. It's in Americans who rise daily despite Hollywood's insults. The room quakes, Mager chanting, Karoline, Karoline. Carrey, feeling the pressure from MAGA's cheers, tries to regain control. Miss Karoline, you talk of patriotism. Patriots don't back a president turning the White House into a joke. He turns to the audience, voice mock sorrowful. I paint because I love America, because I wanted to wake up before it's too late. Hollywood claps, but Mager yells, Bull! A man raises a fist. You're the joke! Carrey smirks, trying to stay confident, but his hand trembles slightly, eyes scanning Leavitt for weakness. Leavitt gives him no chance. Love America, Mr. Carrey, she asks, voice low but piercing. Then why insult millions who chose our path? You call them blind, but I see them clearer than your paintings. She pauses, eyes cutting through. You don't paint truth, you paint your ego. The room goes quiet for a second, then Mager erupts, applause crashing like waves. Hollywood tries to boo, but it fades. In Carrey's mind, a wave of doubt surges. Asterisk, she's turning the crowd asterisk. He thinks, feeling the stage slip away. He recalls his caricatures cheered wildly. But now, facing Leavitt, he feels like the punchline. Supporting actor, I need to hit harder, he tells himself, gripping the iPad. He steps forward, voice softening, feigning empathy. Karoline, I don't want to fight, you're young, you can do more, why not leave Mager? Do what's right for America, he winks at Hollywood, expecting laughs, but only a few respond. Mager roars, she's righter than you. Leavitt smiles faintly, eyes never leaving Carrey. Do what's right, she asks, voice slicing. I'm here for the people, not cheap laughs. You're the one who needs to wake up, Mr. Carrey. Mager claps wildly, someone filming the moment Carrey opens his mouth. But no words come. Jim Carrey's chaotic maze painting still glows on the big screen, but its shine dims. Before Karoline Leavitt sharp. Counter Carrey stands by the podium, gripping the iPad, his sarcastic smile now a mask hiding unease. Leavitt sits tall, eyes locked on her opponent, lips slightly curved, as if she knows Carrey's boxing himself. In Carrey's animated video, Trump spitting fire, Mager flags burning, still glows on the big screen, but its glory fades before Leavitt's counterattack. Carrey stands by the podium, gripping the iPad, his sarcastic smile sharper, as if regaining the upper hand. Leavitt sits tall, eyes like a blade locked on him, lips slightly curved, sensing the decisive moment has come. The host, feeling the drama hit its peak, turns to Carrey. Mr. Carrey, Miss Leavitt just said you ignore the people. How do you respond? The audience hushes. Mager waving truth matters signs. Hollywood whispering support. Carrey takes a deep breath, steps closer to Leavitt, voice rising almost a growl. Miss Karoline, he points at her. You say I don't see the people I paint to protect them from your White House, a fake prism full of lies. He turns to the audience, arms wide, pleading. Who wants America trapped in MAGA's drama? Who wants Miss Leavitt to keep painting illusions? Hollywood erupts, clapping wildly. Someone yells, that's right, Jim. Mager roars back, you're washed up. Carrey doesn't stop. He swipes the iPad, the big screen shifting to a new image, is still painting Leavitt on the White House podium, holding a MIC, her face hidden by a mask with a fake smile. Miss Karoline, he says, voice low and dramatic, you call me arrogant. Look at yourself, a young actress. Hiding truth behind White House glamour, he turns to the audience, voice mark empathetic. I don't blame you, Caroline. You get swept up in big promises, but the people deserve more than to play Hollywood roars. A woman shouting, Jim speaks truth. Mega rages, someone raising a fist lies. The camera pans to Leavitt, her eyes flashing cold, but she stays silent, as if waiting. In Carrey's mind, confidence surges. She can't counter this time. He thinks, feeling the room tilt back to him. He recalls crowds cheering his art, and now with a mask painting he believes has hit Leavitt's weakness. One more blow and she's down, he tells himself, smile widening, eyes blazing. Leavitt stands, green dress shimmering, eyes locked on Carrey. She raises a hand signaling silence. The room instantly still, drawn into the void. Mr. Carrey, she says, voice slow and firm, you talk of truth. She pauses, eyes sweeping the crowd, then locking on him. Leavitt steps forward, pointing at the mask painting. Truth is what you forgot when you painted masks to divide. Truth is the American people who you call dreamers fighting for this country. Truth isn't Hollywood's punchline. Mega erupts, standing to cheer, someone holding up a phone. Caroline's unstoppable. Hollywood freezes, stunned. Carrey staggers, mouth open but speechless. Truth, he stammers, hands gripping the iPad until his knuckles whiten. You, what are you saying? I show them the truth. But his voice falters like a whisper in the wind. Leavitt smiles faintly, eyes piercing. No, Mr. Carrey, she says, voice low but sharp as a blade. Truth, as you lost yourself in the stage lights, the room quakes. Mega chanting truth, truth. The camera zooms on Carrey, eyes darting, smile gone. He lost the mask painting on the screen now seems to reflect him, not Leavitt. In Carrey's mind, panic surges. She's made me the fool, he thinks, feeling the stage collapse. He recalls Hollywood applause moment ago, but now before Leavitt is a puppet with cut strings. I have to respond, he tells himself, but his mind blank. He opens his mouth, voice trembling, you're wrong, I expose. But Mega laughs loudly, someone shouting, expose what truth? One. Carrey stand frozen, eyes lost like a painting fallen from its frame. And in Leavitt's mind, victory swells. He thought a mask would shake me, she thinks, recalling times the media tried to tear her down, but truth outshines every stroke. She looks at Carrey, her gaze no longer a blade, but a light exposing undeniable truth. She knows the room is haze, yet stays calm, letting Carrey unravel. The host jumps in, voice stunned. Wow, Miss Leavitt just landed a knockout. Mr. Carrey, anything to say? Carrey takes a deep breath, forcing a smile, but it's a crooked grimace. You're good, he mutters, hands dropping the iPad, eyes adrift. Mega claps wildly, Hollywood silent, conceding defeat. Leavitt knows Carrey's lost, not just to her but to millions. He mocks, she whispers to herself, truth isn't just a word, it's power. The room still shakes, MAGA's truth echoing like a fire Leavitt lit, boning Carrey's arrogant heart to ash. She looks at him, eyes no longer challenging but certain. Truth has won across. Jim Carrey stands silent, hands dropping the iPad, eyes lost like an actor forgetting his lines. The animated video on the big screen is off, but Leavitt's truth fired like a bullet, felling Carrey, still burns in the audience's minds. A host voice trembling with excitement wraps up, Miss Leavitt just shook the studio, thank you both, we'll be back. Mega stands clapping relentlessly while Hollywood quietly leaves, accepting defeat as the backstage door closes. A media storm erupts. A talk show clip hits social platforms instantly, headlines screaming Leavitt destroys Carrey with one word. Within hours, the clip spreads across Instagram, TikTok, and X, racking up millions of views. Leavitt's truth moment is cut into a short video, flooding everywhere, comments pouring. Caroline's a mega queen, and Carrey's done a mega fan on TikTok, posts a reenactment mimicking Leavitt's raised hand. Caption, truth lands a knockout. Hollywood fans try to fight back, writing, Jim just wanted to save America, but they are drowned by Leavitt's wave. Names emerge, Carrey stammering, text reading, when truth hits you hard, flooding X and Instagram on X, hashtag truth by Leavitt hits #1 in an hour. Mega users post Leavitt's raised hand, captioning Gen Z made history. One writes, Caroline said truth, and Carrey crumbled, that's mega power. Hashtag Carrey meltdown trends too, with memes of Carrey running his hand through his hair, eyes lost next to when you think you're a star but get crushed by one word. A mega user post Hollywood zero. White House. One Carrey fan tried to counter, one writing, Jim just spoke truth, MAGA's too sensitive, but it gets few likes, buried by thousands of Leavitt retweets on Truth's social post. Briefly, Caroline Leavitt just taught Hollywood a lesson. Truth is the strongest weapon, great job. It's retweeted millions of times, with comments say the president's right. In Caroline's mega pride, a mega TikToker claiming to be Leavitt's fan post a dance video with a text, truth, truth, Caroline's unstoppable. The video spread from X to Instagram, turning truth into a new slogan. Some neutral accounts join, writing, whoever you like Leavitt sharp, no doubt. X becomes a battlefield with hashtag truth by Leavitt dominating every debate. Carrey back at his hotel sits before his laptop, eyes empty. He opens X, sees hashtag Carrey meltdown trending, heart sinking. He types a tweet, I misunderstood, I paying for America not to divide. Instantly hundreds of mega comments flood in misunderstood truth. Said it all and sit down, Jimmy. Meme pops up Carrey stunned text reading truth. Hollywood Carrey deletes the tweet, hand trembling, slightly eyes lost in space. He thinks of the stage where Leavitt turned him into a punchline. With one word, I underestimated her. He tells himself feeling Hollywood's lights now alien Leavitt in the backstage green room checks her phone messages from a White House team flood. And you did it, Caroline. An aide sends a meme of Carrey stammering. And she laughs, but her eyes stay sharp. She opens XC's hashtag. Truth by Leavitt ruling thousands of posts calling her Gen ZS warrior. One writes, Caroline said truth. And the nation heard she's a future. She smiles, replying briefly, thank you all. Truth will always when the post gets 1 million likes, cementing her status. Mega keeps the way going. A fan group posts a video on Instagram reenacting the truth moment. Leavitt raising her hand, Carrey collapsing. It grabs thousands of shares, comments saying Caroline's iconica. TikToker mimics Carrey stammering truth. What's truth with hashtag truth by Leavitt. Hollywood fans tried to push back one posting Carrey just wanted to warn Leavitt too aggressive, but it buried by mega memes. Leavitt with a crown text reading Queen of Truth. Media jumps in. Fox News runs a headline, Leavitt knocks out Carrey with one word. A commentator says Caroline represents a new generation feelers against Hollywood. CNN tries defending Carrey, writing Leavitt when personal Carrey stood for art, but the article gets little traction, mocked by Mega on X. CNN's worse than Carrey and neutral journalist tweets whatever side you're on. Leavitt redefined debate, short, sharp. Carrey in a dim room scrolls through memes and hashtags. He thinks of his comedy years when audiences laugh with him, not at him. Where did I go wrong? He wonders, eyes on an unfinished painting. He types a new tweet, but stops, hand hovering. Leavitt in his mind looms as a shadow he can't erase. Leavitt leaves a backstage, stepping into a car, street lights glinting. She knows the fight's not over. But truth left its mark. X still buzzes, social media flooded with her image. Mega calling her iconic. The media storm rages on after clash of the American Pulse. Hashtag truth by Leavitt rules X. Leavitt's truth clip spreading across Instagram and TikTok, making her a mega icon. Meanwhile, Jim Carrey with that lost look from the studio faces a wave of mockery. Hashtag Carrey meltdown. Still trending memes flooding the net. Leavitt back at the White House carries a victory not just for her but for millions. She represents Carrey in his hotel room, faces a reputation crisis. Hollywood's glow now distant. Leavitt steps into the White House briefing room. The next day, elegant, in a pink dress instead of green, eyes sharp with a hint of pride, she stands at the podium, MIC gleaming under lights, and declares truth will always win no matter the opponent. Her voice is calm but resonant, extending truth from the talk show. We want to hear the people's voice, she says, not just from this room but from every corner of America. Mega viewers watching via X explode. Caroline's a future. Fox News reports Leavitt paves the way for Gen Z. Mega the article spreads fast, solidifying her as a political star on media. Leavitt the focal point. A Mega fan paints Leavitt at the podium, truth glowing around her, posting it on Instagram with the Queen has risen. Thousands of comment agree Caroline's silence. Hollywood, a fan group, launches a Truth Matters campaign on X, urging Americans to share their truth stories. Hashtag truth Matters climbs the top trends with a post. Caroline taught us one word can change everything. A young girl tweets, I want to be like Caroline, strong, fearless. Leavitt sees it, replying, you've got that strength, use it. The tweet gets 1 million likes, drawing her closer to youth. Leavitt gets an email from a student, Miss Caroline, I saw you say truth and want to be a journalist. You're my role model. She smiles, replying, always seek truth. Okay, the small moment makes her feel a bigger mission, not just press secretary, but a spark for inspiration in her mind. She thinks truth didn't just beat Carrey, it's lighting up the nation. She leaves the briefing room, camera flashes glinting, but her eyes look far, seeing Mega's future wide open. Carrey, meanwhile, sinks in crisis. He sits in his studio before an unfinished painting, a faint sketch of Trump, but this time he can't finish. He opens X, sees memes of him stammering. Truth hits hard everywhere. A post reads, Carrey was a legend, now a joke. He scrolls hard. Tightening, he tries a small podcast voice horse. I'm not against the people, I just wanted to warn, but listeners don't buy it. X comments mocking warn what Leavitt's truth is stronger. An old fan tweets, Jim, go back to comedy politics isn't your place. Carrey reads, eyes lost in space. In Carrey's mind, thoughts swirl chaotically. I made the world laugh, he tells himself, recalling the masked days. Why do they laugh at my failure now? He thinks of Leavitt, the young woman who turned truth into a blade cutting. Through his glow, he types a tweet, I still believe art can change, maybe I need time, but Mega comments, flood time won't save you. He deletes it, hands trembling, feeling the stage lights gone. He looks at the painting, thinking maybe I went too far. Mega TikToker posts a video mimicking Carrey running hands through hair and stammering truth. What's truth with hashtag truth by Leavitt. It spreads from X to Instagram, hitting 1 million views. Another meme appears, Leavitt raising her hand, Carrey falling text reading Hollywood versus Truth. 01 Hollywood fans tried to fight back. One posting, Carrey got personally attacked. Leavitt played unfair, but it's buried by Mega's wave. Someone writing unfair. Truth is the fairest act becomes a war zone with Leavitt leading. Media stays split. Fox News runs Leavitt redefined politics with Truth. The commentator says she showed Hollywood Americans won't be belittled. CNN counters Leavitt use emotional tactics. Carrey stood for his view, but the article gets mocked by Mega on X. CNN still Defends Carrey pathetic and neutral. Journalist tweets whatever side Leavitt's voice matters. The post gets thousands of shares, boosting Leavitt's influence. Leavitt back in her office checks X. She sees a painting of her truth glowing and smiles. A text from Trump arrives. Caroline, you made us proud. She replies, thank you, sir. Truth will lead. She thinks of Carrey, not with malice, but as a lesson arrogance can't beat truth. She opens her laptop prepping for the next briefing, eyes blazing ready for new challenges. A buzz from the American Pulse lingers, but Karoline Leavitt's glow now radiates across media. Hashtag truth by Leavitt and hashtag truth matters. Rule X, a raised hand truth image, a mega icon from Instagram to TikTok. Leavitt, after a stellar briefing, turned truth into a fire-igniting faith for millions of Americans. Meanwhile, Jim Carrey in his dark studio faces an unfinished painting and a shaky reputation. Hollywood's lights a distant memory, yet both in their own way seek a path forward. After the fateful clash, Leavitt stands in her White House office, dim lights hitting her desk, her phone glowing with hundreds of X notifications. She scrolls, seeing a fan post, Caroline, you didn't just beat Carrey, you showed us truth is stronger than anything. She smiles, replying, thanks, always keep truth close. The post spreads fast, getting a million likes, cementing her as a Gen Z icon. She opens an email from a teacher. Miss Leavitt, my students are debating truth. After your class, you inspire them. Leavitt replies, teach them to trust truth. She thinks truth isn't just a word at a bridge to the future Carrey craved lights, but truth is the eternal glow. She tells herself, recalling his loss. Look at the talk show. She doesn't see him as an enemy, but a lesson arrogance can't beat people's face. She stands before a mirror, pink dress from the briefing, still neat, eyes blazing. She whispers truth will lead. She leaves the office, White House hallway lights glinting, signaling new challenges. X post Caroline Leavitt, Mega's future. With a briefing image, millions sharing, affirming she's not just press secretary, but a guiding flame. Carrey thinks of Leavitt not with anger, but as a formidable foe. Truth, he mutters, a smile flickering. He knows he lost not for lack of talent, but for picking the wrong stage. He types a final tweet, American needs laughs. I'll try to bring them back. It gets supportive comments. Welcome back, funny Jim. He turns off his phone, eyes distant, seeing a new stage. Lights. Leavitt steps to the briefing podium, camera flashes blazing. She says, truth is our strength. Cameras capture. X explodes. Caroline leads Carrey far away, watches anew, smiling faintly. He puts away his script, thinking she's right. But I've got my own light, both in different ways. Open futures. Leavitt with truth, Carrey with laughs. X still buzzies, but questions linger. How will Leavitt shape politics? Will Carrey reclaim his laughter? Only time will tell. The story of Karoline Leavitt versus Jim Carrey at the American Pulse deeply reflects the polarization in today's United States, where values, beliefs, and voices clash on public platforms like social media and news. Leavitt with truth represents those defending their faith sharply, concisely, while Carrey with caricatures shows how some use art to attack, but risk losing connection the moment. Leavitt floored Carrey with one word, igniting the studio and flooding X with hashtag truth by Leavitt proves the power of simplicity and sincerity in communication. Conversely, Carrey, though talented, faltered when his art was seen as arrogant, failing to touch people's hearts. As hashtag Carrey meltdown memes mock the spread of truth on TikTok and Instagram, plus the Truth Matters campaign shows how social media amplifies individual voices, but can bury others. Like Carrey drowned by memes. A lesson is in a divided society. Speak your truth with sincerity and respect, but don't let arrogance or attacks dim your message. Leavitt won not just with truth, but by connecting with people. As a student's email showed how inspiring Carrey, though defeated, finds hope, recalling comedy's laugh, suggesting anyone can correct course by returning to core values in today's America. Listen like Leavitt at briefings, learn from Carrey as he shells his art, and use truth to build, not destroy. Subscribe and follow to discover more inspiring truth moments like Leavitt's. Thanks for watching. See you in the next